Ranged is, at endgame, considered the most complex style to use and to gear for in RuneScape 3. But if you use all the skills and tools at your disposal, it also becomes the strongest style at most bosses. That being said, you don't jump straight into the deep end, so this video will ease you into how to progress through Ranged and level up your gear as well as your skills. As with other styles, you can directly craft your starting gear from various hides and leathers from levels 1 to 60. You can craft and fletch them yourself, or you can buy each armor set up to tier 40 green dragon hide and a yew short bow from Lowe's Emporium in Varrock. From here, if you want blue, red, black or royal dragonhide armor, you'll have to craft it yourself by killing the respective dragon and getting an equal crafting level to the armor's tier. While you can smith and fletch crossbows up to tier 50, bows are generally considered more powerful at all points in the game and arrows easier to obtain. You can fletch a magic and elder bow for a tier 50 and 60 weapon, but beyond this point you're looking at unique drops from combat or quests to improve your gear further. At tier 70, you can head to Barrows to try and earn the Carol armor and crossbow, but the far easier and better option is to complete the Roving Elves quest to earn a crystal bow, as this not only doesn't require arrows, but also can be upgraded to a tier 80 attuned version later on if you've completed the Elf quest line and have 90 smithing. For armor, it is also far quicker to head to Kriara in the God Wars dungeon and get a set of Armadil power gear. If you're specifically looking for tank armor instead, you can get tier 75 Dinosaur Hide from Hunter or Slayer on Anachronia, or Undead Dragon Hide from Vorkath. It is a much harder boss than Kriara, but is later upgraded into the strongest ranged armor set in the game, tier 90 Dracolich and 92 Elite Dracolich, so is likely worth getting anyways. For now, you can go on to fight next for tier 80 Pernix armor and a Zarite bow, however this is a difficult fight. Most players opt to simply skip it and go straight to tier 90 Serenic Power Armor. This can be crafted from Serenic scales, which are obtained from a large variety of monsters and bosses, but the most common sources are any of the 4 elite dungeons, any Slayer monster on Anachronia, or from the monsters in the Ascension dungeon. If you're still not ready for combat yet, you can instead pickpocket Techie from Gobies for the tier 90 Tempest Tank Armor. The complexity around ranged combat comes from the weapon and ammo choices. There's a lot to go through, so in this video I'll only cover the most important, or the most easily obtained items. For crossbows, you can get a tier 80 Royal crossbow from the Queen Black Dragon, or go straight to an Ascension crossbow from the Ascension dungeon, but be warned that obtaining them is a very long grind. For bolts, you'll definitely want to use enchanted, gem-tipped Bacriminal bolts obtained from Bloodwood trees, as these have some very powerful effects. For bows, you have a couple more options. You can get a tier 87 Decimation from Wilderness Slayer, a tier 90 Gloomfire bow from the Caradet Heist that fires 2 arrows at once, and the tier 90 Elder Magic short bow, which has no passive or special, but can be cut and fletched, with 99 woodcutting and fletching with no combat required. However, most of your important weapons will come from bosses. Araxor drops Serenic scales commonly and can give you the tier 90 Noxious longbow. The Masterwork bow, made with 110 fletching from drops from Vorkath, the Ascension dungeon and Araxor, or the strongest ranged weapon in the game, the tier 95 Bow of the Last Guardian, dropped in pieces from Zamorak himself. Arrows and special attacks are where the real power and complexity comes in. Using anima from each of the Elder God Wars encounters, you can fletch the tier 95 God arrows, each with a unique, powerful effect. These are the most widely used ammo for ranged. However, there are also Blackstone arrows from Elite Dungeons 3, with their defense reducing passive, and the Deathspore and Splintering arrows obtained from the Croesus skilling offhands. The spec weapons are what give range that extra edge in damage potential. The biggest two are the Eldridge crossbow from Elite Dungeons 3, the Shadow Reef, which has a special attack that turns your Soul Split healing into extra damage against the target, and the Seren Godbow, attained from Telos, can hit truly insane damage numbers against large enemies. Outside of direct equipment upgrades, there are a few things to get. Your jewellery options will be similar to other styles. Dagonoth rings in their upgraded form, and the Amulet of Souls or Essence of Finality. Any Combat God Scripture or the Grimoire will do for a pocket slot item. The Igneous Cape from Zuck is, as always, one of the best upgrades you can get. For range-specific upgrades, you have the Pernix Quiver, made from the Elder God Wars troves obtained from any of the encounters, and 3 codexes. The Greater Ricochet from Raksha, which buffs the damage of your strongest basic ability, Greater Death Swiftness from Zamorak makes your ultimate last longer, and Corruption Shot from either the Mazcab raids or Pickpocketing Gobies for a nice damage over time effect. As ranged is the most complex style to use, there will inevitably be many things I missed or couldn't fit into a short video format. If you have any that you consider important, please put them in the comments below for others to check out, otherwise I recommend the wiki or the PvME encyclopedia. I hope this helps any scapers aiming to become a powerful archer.